And there we go. What's up? Welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 69.
Oh my God, are we at 60? What? I didn't prepare.
I know, surprise.
I can't keep track of this.
It's okay.
Nice. Yeah. Just got nice. And that's going to be the whole chat right now. Hi, live chat. We love you.
Yes, we do have a live chat going. So if you're watching this live, join us in the live chat. If you're watching this later, no worries. Comment down below. Get to some quick introductions. Hello, I am Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
And we are going to be talking about Demon Slayer. We got anime news for you, Overwatch, and other cool shows and movies and such to recommend to you. So stick around for all of that.
Yes.
So first off, let's dive right in for news. So this is news coming to you from GKIDS and Toei Animation. So GKIDS acquires the North American distribution rights from Toei Animation to the first Slam Dunk. So basketball fans, this one's for you. But then again, a lot of sports anime stuff is still really fun, even if that's not your favorite sport. So this is Japan Academy Prize winning box office smash hit feature. So it's a feature film. You can check that out. GKIDS for further information, but I'm just scrolling.
Do we have any dates?
Yeah, this summer, so later this summer,
all right.
It will be released theatrically in the United States and Canada in both original Japanese and a all-new English dubbed version.
Nice.
We will be posting the trailer. I'm like, where's my... There we go.
We got a lower third. Hey!
Follow us on NTATNB, and we will post links to the different stories and such that we talk about. There we go. So stay tuned for follow GKIDS and Toei Animation for further details, but look for it later this summer.
And like we always say, it's really nice to be getting theatrical releases for anime. Like, you used to get the occasional Fathom event, and now it's theatrical releases coming through the distribution companies. So this is incredible. One, just what a day and age that we live in. We're not in the best timeline, but it definitely has its perks, and this is one of them. So, and watching anime in the theater is always a fantastic experience. It's very much being there with like-minded individuals, with people who are just as into this as you are. So if you feel comfortable going to a theater, and if you don't, no judgment, let's be real. Do what you need to do to feel comfortable and keep yourself safe. But if you feel comfortable going to a theater, definitely get your tickets, head out, go see this. So much fun just to have that experience with other anime fans.
We got Charles saying excited to see sports anime acquired. Yes, because that is there's a lot of those. And that's exciting to have that. We got John Knight in the chat says, hi, ladies. You got that Monday energy always.
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
Energy all the time.
Like you would not believe.
All over the place. Giga Derek chatting live from my hike home. Howdy. Safe hikes.
Stay
and
safe.
Travels. And there we go. So that's it on that news. And Katie, so speaking of day and age of awesome things of the anime fans.
Yes. Crunchyroll celebrates Anime, ANI-MAY, 2023, with retail and digital activations beginning worldwide this month. So this is activations with a number of retail spaces, including Hot Topic in the States, Piticas in Brazil, FNAC in Spain and France, along with activations in the online Crunchyroll store. So I'm specifically going to hit the Hot Topic one because I believe most of our viewers are stateside, so this is the relevant information. But Hot Topic will celebrate anime with special in-store retail activations, including dedicated anime window takeovers across all store locations, variety of merchandise and collectibles, and a free 30-day trial offer of Crunchyroll Premium as a special gift with purchase for anyone who buys anime merchandise during the month of May, delivered in an adorable sticker format. The promotion will run through the month of May, beginning today, the 1st, across all 630 plus Hot Topic stores in the United States and Canada. So I've got an order to pick up at my local Hot Topic. Can't wait to drop by and see what we're getting here. This is so much fun. We're getting HMV in the UK, Games Academy Funside in Italy, FNAC España in Valencia and Barcelona, FNAC France in Paris, Piticas in Brazil, 400 locations over Brazil, Cuidado con el Perro in Mexico, Falabella in Chile, Colombia, and Peru, and Talia in Germany. So keep an eye out for all of those. And the Crunchyroll store is getting in on anime for fans in the US and Canada with discounts for the entire month of May, limited edition product launches, and an exclusive pin featuring, I'm good at this, Crunchyroll Hime, the brand's princess mascot, which will be available as a gift with purchase for customers who spend more than $75. So if you haven't seen Crunchyroll Hime, one, where have you been? Two, she's adorable. So if you're into anime, if you're looking for some merch, if you're looking to pick something up, like, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it.
I'm excited because I was like, we're day and age. Hot Topic has all kinds of anime stuff. So I was like, not sponsored, but hey, Hot Topic, we're here.
I mean, I remember when Hot Topic was the scary store at the mall. Like, I wasn't allowed to go inside it for a while. And at points, I would send my brothers in to be like, this is the shirt I want for my birthday. And I know my size isn't on the display right now, so you'll need to talk to an employee to get it. Like, just kind of, road testing my brothers to be like, no, go in there. And now it's a place you can still get some fantastic band merch. Let's be real. They've got all sorts of good stuff in there. But the fact that you can get anime merch and it's easy to come by and in the window displays, like, again, this isn't the greatest timeline, but it's got some perks. And this is definitely one of them. I mean, it's my generation, fair. My specific generation is the $30 a DVD at Media Play for 3 episodes generation. And I know that the 1 and 2 before us are borrowing fan-made subtitles on a VHS that may or may not be accurate from your friend who lives down the street and got it imported. Like, it's been so difficult to get any anime and so prohibitively expensive for so long that now that we have Crunchyroll, where a good chunk of it is in one place, and High Dive, where the rest of it's there, where even if you're not subscribed to either, you can get it on Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus. The fact that you can get, I remember trying to buy Trigun 1998 was, again, 8 individual DVDs for $30 a piece. And then when Crunchyroll got, I think it was Crunchyroll, when the reprint happened, it was on 2 DVDs and I picked it up for $30. Like, it's so much easier to get anime now. And that's just incredible to me. It just is. I don't mean this to come across as one of those kids these days thing, because I know it sounds like, you should be grateful. Like, no. Like, yes, you should be grateful, but also, like, this is great. We are eating well.
I would say my other I went to Tangent Corner because one, the direction we're going. Then also I was going to add in case you ever buy anything on Hot Topic's website, you can take it back to a store. Yeah. You don't have to ship it back. Because I found the cutest Soot Sprite overalls, little skirt thing.
Oh.
But then
are those the Her Universe ones?
I don't recall, but it was one of those, just the way it fit was like, no.
Yeah.
Then went back to the store, returned it, and then just got something else I wanted. So just future reference, if you live near a Hot Topic, if you find something online, sure, get it. But if you don't like it, you can take it back to a store, which I was like, oh, good to know.
Also, ship to store is free.
That too.
So you can trundle it. Like, I've done things where I've bought shirts, had them shipped to store, and then unpacked them and tried them on in the store dressing room to make sure they worked. Like, it's great. It's great.
That is smart.
Yeah, exactly. I
was like, oh.
So that means don't gotta pay for shipping. It's an online exclusive, but you can pick it up at the store. That's what my order is. It is a Legend of Zelda doormat that says you need the boss key to enter. Because I didn't want one that said roll for initiative. So here we are. Yeah. So Hot Topic good, anime good. Thank you, Crunchyroll.
I was gonna say then, speaking of anime good, Overwatch League is an anime. She's like, wait, let me get some water.
Yeah, give me a minute. We had Collegiate this weekend. We have Contenders Spring Series still going on right now. Actually, current going on as we speak, because it's EU in the mornings and US in the evenings. because APAC is late nights because they're currently doing their play-ins for the spring season for Overwatch League. Everything is nuts, but there is so much Overwatch right now, you guys, including week 1 of the spring stage. Holy cow, what a weekend. So this has been our first official stage for Overwatch League for our pro teams facing off against each other. And there was a lot more 3 Overwatch this weekend than I expected. My predictions are just out the window. There were some that were fairly easy to call, like the Houston Outlaws versus the LA Valiant. The Outlaws are an extremely strong team this year, like contenders to take it all this year, even more so than we were looking at last season. And the Valiant are still on the struggle bus. They're trying. Brand new roster, doing their best, working on their team cohesion, but definitely not going to be top tier this year. But there were a lot more that I think we were all expecting to be a little closer, and then they just weren't. Like San Francisco versus Atlanta, this was supposed to come down to the wire, and instead it was an easy 3-0 for Atlanta. We thought that Houston and Gladiators would be a closer match, and it wound up being an easy 3-0 for Houston. Like, there was a ton of 3 Overwatch this weekend that there probably shouldn't have been in some instances. So it's definitely some people looking better than they did in the Pro-Am, some people not looking quite as good. Boston's still very much showing up with their team of legacy powerhouse players. And Florida still showing up with their extremely scary, extremely competent lineup. So between Florida, Houston, and Boston, who even knows? The clutch potential for these teams is absolutely insane. And every single one of these teams has multiple members who are capable of looking at a battle and going, oh, that's fine, and just picking up the entire team and carrying them. Like, all of these teams have players capable of doing a carry. So I can't wait for them to face off against each other. It's going to be nuts, and I'm very excited. But I think the big ones that I need to talk about happened when, I don't want to say happened when no one was looking, that's a little disingenuous, but happened in the middle of the night. We had one night of APAC games this week, and it was bonkers because it started with the 2 Seoul teams facing off against each other. As a refresher, the Philadelphia Fusion decided to stay in APAC and rebranded to the Seoul Inferno. So now we have the Seoul Dynasty, who have been here since day one, and the Seoul Inferno, who are, by a different name. And Dallas, our champions from last season, moved to APAC this season. And again, a reminder that the Chengdu Hunters are nowhere to be found, which is still worrying, but okay. The Seoul Dynasty and Seoul Inferno played in person against each other. They had an in-person event that we are gleefully calling the Seoul Bowl, in much the same way we did the Battle for Los Angeles, which we're going to get again this year, and the Battle for Texas, which we're not, sadly. 3-2 Dynasty, but it was very, very close. Hangzhou Charge took out Hangzhou Spark. I'm very good at this. Hangzhou Spark took out the Shanghai Dragons 3-0, which is crazy because Shanghai's been powerful since season 2. But I think this is the first season in a while that they've walked in with a roster and we've gone, all right, they're going to be okay, but maybe not as strong. But a 3-0 in their opening weekend is maybe not the best look, but it looks great for the Spark. The big one that absolutely threw me was we had the Dallas Fuel, who are, again, the winners of last year, and the Guangzhou Charge, who have been middling to poor their entire Overwatch League tenure. And the Charge 3-0'd the Fuel without breaking a sweat. Like, it wasn't close. And there have been a few shakeups in the Fuel's lineup. Fearless was the main tank for the Fuel last year. Now he's on Houston. Like, there's some changes. But still, the fact that Guangzhou showed up and went, I'm sorry, we're the dark blue team in this region, and just broke Dallas over their knee like it was no big deal. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So if you're going to watch the VOD for one game this week, probably the Seoul Bowl, let's be real. But if you want to keep that VOD on and watch the next match, Guangzhou showing up and running roughshod over Dallas is an absolutely buck wild upset and well worth watching. A+, do it again, Guangzhou. I've been cheering for this team for years. I'm so excited to see this. So yeah, league's been bonkers. League's been bonkers.
I feel it's
My
always
Preds are
bonkers.
out the window. Some weeks are more predictable than others.
Like anime.
Yeah. Some weeks are more predictable. Some matches are easier to call. And then sometimes Guangzhou just sidles in and goes, no, this is my season. And last year's champions. It gets nuts, you guys. But I'm very excited. I've had Guangzhou Charge shirts for 3 years at this point. Very, very excited. Cannot wait to see Choi Se-won on a winning team. Let's go.
And again, if anybody needs a team recommendation,
talk to me.
Let them know. We'll put in the description.
The other dark blue teams are on fire this year. This year it's Boston and Guangzhou. I don't know what's happening. I'm here for it on the Guangzhou side. Still having trouble coming around to Boston.
I was going to say, this is a loose bridge, but ready for Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. We're not exactly sure what's happening, but how this battle is going to go down. I knew it was going to end the episode the way it would, because I'm like, and we are not going to see this yet. Nope, didn't think so yet. But that's okay. Bonkers. Who wants some sushi? That was a lot of fish.
I absolutely want sushi, but not like that. I pot sushi. It's like, their heads are the random vases on top. And I'm like, this is some Legend of Zelda shit. Let's go pot smashing. Let's go.
Then craziness ensues. Indeed. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy.
Like, while we're talking sushi, I kind of want to start with the scenes we get in the village proper, with the ringing of the alarm bell and the swordsmiths doing their best to defend themselves. And a couple episodes ago, we did get the swordsmiths and swordsmen are two sides of a coin. They're an ecosystem. They work together because the swordsmith's strengths are in making the weapons and the swordsman's strengths are in wielding them. And just seeing that writ large, seeing a Hashira just take out this fish demon like it's no big deal, and then swapping to the perspective of the swordsmiths who are doing their best and getting overrun, and just seeing that extremely stark difference. I really appreciate when this anime goes, yes, we're watching these really overpowered people. Here's a second to kind of step back and take the power levels that we've gotten used to and compare it to ordinary people. Like, I really like when the show takes a step back and reframes the audience's perspective, because we get so accustomed to this spectacle. Like, we already know that Tanjiro is not at the top of his game, that we have much more powerful people further up the ladder. Like, we know that there's a shonen power growth arc to be done there. But we're still used to seeing him at least be able to fight back, at least be on par with some of these demons, if not better. And we're used to seeing Hashira work, where you get used to seeing these ridiculous powers at play.
Or we see the other end where we're getting like the people who can't fight at all and then they die.
Yeah, the reframe of, this is how a normal person handles this. It's been so long since we've had the perspective of normal people having to fight back against what we generally see as a weaker demon, that it's nice to go, okay, there's the perspective. This is why we need the Hashira. This is why we need the Slayer Corps, because normal people really aren't prepared for this. And the show is not afraid to pop back and go, and here's the normal people. We're going to make you care about them, just so you get why this is such a big deal.
So like our little kid, yes. Well, the little kid appreciating, like, you saved my life. I'm sorry, I called you seaweed head. He's like,
but even just the scene in the village of someone falling
crying,
over and getting menaced and someone else grabbing them out of the way. Stuff like that. So it's like, okay, this is normal people trying to handle something that would not be a big deal for one of our more power characters, but they're not there right now. They do.
They're not totally. It's nice to see that notch on that spectrum, because we've seen the kids a while ago who like other members in their group died or they couldn't really do anything. And then
Yeah.
we've seen like the super skilled. We haven't seen the average folks.
And like for the village, they're very much aware of the dangers, but that doesn't mean that they're prepared to face them on this scale.
Yeah.
Because this is a 2 upper 6 demons
Yeah.
launching an assault. I don't think anyone's prepared for it on this scale, but this is definitely beyond the
yet.
pale for them.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
I liked our little more information on our Misty boy because I'm like, oh, it's amnesia. That's why he's kind of detached from things. Okay. He's not an asshole per se. He's just, doesn't.
He's not
there's some pieces
necessarily.
missing.
Yeah, he's not necessarily dead inside. It's just
But he's kind of
hollow in there. He got absolutely wrecked.
missed.
Which has me looking at the ending theme and all like his like family and whatnot and going, oh, they are so dead. Oh man, he's a Tanjiro parallel. Oh buddy. Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, like no wonder he had the prodigy bit going on, but also nothing else going on between picking up a sword and becoming a Hashira. And it also makes me wonder if assigning him that particular crow to kind of build him up when there's, nothing else there that he has to rely on wasn't on purpose. Like his crow's an ass. But
yes.
maybe he needed someone like that stalwart and that willing to go, no, you're great. No, you can do this. No, I believe in you. Like, it doesn't look great from the outside, but maybe that's what he needed on the inside. So it's a wild one. And it also makes sense to see that bit that Tanjiro said, resonate with him. We're like, oh, it's resonating with his memories. Oh, it's probably unlocking something in there that he forgot he had. I love it. Hollywood amnesia. Let's go. This is not how amnesia works in real life, but that's okay. This isn't how breathing works in real life either.
Charles says he's a descendant of the sun-breathing user, so he might just be a natural through blood. This is true.
That's fair.
We just don't know much yet. One super random thingamabob for me. So his name is Muichiro, which sounds a lot like Muichido, which Moichido means once more, like again, which that's the one I learned in Japanese class because you'd be like, Muichido, like one more time. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that name sounds so similar to like, once again, like it's him at life again. I don't know if that was ever part of the writing process on his character name, but I was like, oh, that sounds a lot like that word to my English ears.
Yeah.
But I was liking getting a little more information on him and his character development. And is it worth saving the townspeople? But I should save this person. And then it's cool. I'll get to that afterwards. And we get our love girl running there in the end. I looked her crow with the bonnet. Oh my gosh, that made me so happy. Mitsuri.
Yes.
Yeah, she was so cute. And her crow is so sweet. Like, hey, you need to get going. And a little cute little, because she probably made it for that crow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we know that Hashira are stupid fast. Like this is established every time we see one. They're just ridiculously fast. Yeah, remembering running down a train, as it were. It's like, it's okay, I'll just run all the way back there tonight. Like, I miss him. I missed him a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I miss him. But so hopefully we will get our love Hashira back here within an episode or two, because I don't think we're going to survive that much longer.
No, I don't think so either.
It's bad.
I was thinking she's really going to show up at the house next. Like she'll get there at that next moment.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
The other thing with that too was for her, I think that's the main point. She's like, at first I kind of was like, where has she been? Why did you leave?
I mean, her sword was done and she was, like her sword was done and she was ready to go. Like they established that her visit was at an end.
Yeah. Genya and Nezuko had their hands full. Yeah. Genya, okay. So I think he's part demon. What do you think?
I mean, maybe. I meant to look this up.
Regeneration.
I meant to look this up because I'd forgotten. But he was reciting, I believe, their Buddhist sutras.
That could be it too.
And they name dropped the one that he was reciting, and I meant to look it up because I remember some of this noise from my Sayuki days, but I also think the Sayuki ones might be entirely fictional. Who knows? I don't know where that line is. It's been a minute. But I'd meant to look up, like, and maybe someone in chat knows this offhand or can look it up, but I'd meant to look up which
Amida
sutra it was, the Amida Sutra, and what that's
for. It's a Buddhist one, and it's the one of Pure Land's 3 basic scriptures.
Okay. But yeah, like, I feel like that has some meaning, and that is something that would ping with someone who's a little more familiar with Buddhism than I am.
Yes.
But like, I feel like that is part of it, because we get injury, reciting a sutra, recovery. So that builds into it, I'm sure.
The fangs on top and bottom were made, but unless it's the anime, like,
yeah, that's
emotional thing. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And he's Bakugo, so he's angsty, grumpy boy that it fits.
Yeah. So it could honestly be anything, because we also made a really big deal about him being related to, I think it's the Wind Hashira, about him being related to one of the Hashira.
We saw him with the Stone Hashira at the end of the movie, who has the Buddhist prayer beads.
You're right.
That's a good point.
You're right.
I like that technically, even though it's different weapons, I like that he's a dual wielder.
I like Gun.
That yet. I like that too. I'm like,
I appreciate Gun
like
so much. Yes. It's ridiculous, and I love it. I love Gun so much.
What's a neat thing to add in this world, and the style of it and how it works, and like one character doing it. I'm like, yeah, that works. Sure.
Yeah, because this is a time period where guns have definitely been introduced to the point where it's weird for them to be walking around in public with swords. Like, that is looked down upon in modern society. Gun is very handy with a lightning rod, yes. But the fact that he took that and brought it back to the swordsmith village and went gun breathing. It's my favorite. And went, I need you to make this, but make it out of the same type of steel as the sword, so it has the same effect. Like, I appreciate that mix of modern, as it were, thinking combined with traditional art. Like, that's one of those things that Japan as a whole is extremely good at.
I'm curious on the supply and demand of that, essentially, because sword, one piece, break it, you have to replace it. How much ammo does he carry with him at all times? Can you retrieve that ammo and reuse it? Are we pulling like Walking Dead Daryl, and you're grabbing the bows, grabbing the arrows afterwards and like restocking? Or once you've shot it, it's done? Don't know yet. So I'm like...
And is the steel, like, what's needed in the steel to actually kill a demon, is that in the ammo or is that in the barrel? Because if it's in the barrel...
the ammo itself.
I was going to say, if it's in the barrel, then any ammo will do. But if it's in the ammo, you've got a problem.
We haven't seen Genya use any breathing style yet, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
Specifically. He's used it other than it. But he wasn't doing any sort of technique. And
he's a mystery.
He said it, I think, in the last episode, where either he mentioned it or somebody mentioned it, that the bullets were the same material as the swords. But then I just wonder if, like, are you going to go through a lot more of that material then versus somebody who wants a sword? So
yeah, like, I wonder if it's, again, we don't know how this goes, but I wonder if it is a technique that they use, not specifically he breathes gun. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is a technique that the swordsmiths use that infuses the steel with something, as opposed to having a specific source of steel.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been any talk about resource scarcity. It's a matter of hiding the village so it doesn't get attacked, which makes me think, especially since we've had that plot point about, here's this kid, he's the last of his family. They were the ones that made and took care of this training doll, but he's lost that knowledge because his dad died before he could learn it. It makes me wonder if it's a knowledge thing, if it is information that allows for this forging, that allows them to turn any steel into something that can kill a demon. So if this specific village is lost, if they lose that knowledge and that technique, that's it. Because I think if it were a resource scarcity issue, they would have mentioned it. But
You'd
instead, we
think.
get emphasis on how this village is hidden and it's the only place that makes these swords.
Yeah. And it's not like Genya's super chatty, so to give us that kind of information. So we're going to just have to find out.
Well, I mean, that anyone is talking about it. Like, again, I think if it were a resource problem, it would have been brought up by now.
His style and anything, because it's not like he's really friendly either. So there's that. I was going to add, when you were mentioning them running fast, I'm like, or you can hitch a ride and fly.
Yeah, Tanjiro did that unwillingly and things went badly.
No, I think that was his,
most of this was unwilling. And then the last one was him going, what if I jump on the bird and steer it?
He's like, sure, this will work.
This is only working because you're the protagonist. Like, there's some of it where it's like, okay, figuring out that the flesh is lightning proof and using it to grab things, like, no, that's smart. That's putting things together. But just like, boy, I hope this bird is light and I'm going to pilot it back to the house. It's like, no, that is shonen anime bullshit. That is very much, this worked because you're the protagonist and we needed to get you back here.
These are the droids you're looking for. Don't think too hard. Yeah.
It's hand wavy. Yeah. I'm just going to hand wave. It works. Just, again.
Tanjiro with a quick intuition. Yes.
So much of him is just, he has that crazy shonen protagonist, like, perseverance. And you don't get far in a shonen series without that particular tweak of the brain. But he's also got, again, this is our teal-colored soft boy protagonists between him and Deku in My Hero Academia, where it's not just that dogged perseverance, it's not just that absolute cussedness in the face of adversity. It's the brain. It's the intellect. It's not a, we're going to hit it till it dies. It's, we're going to figure out how to go about this. We're going to learn on the fly. We're going to think fast. Like, this is a high intelligence score and a high wisdom score at work. And that's crazy.
I liked his moment when he's like, what should I do? And then he goes like a little psycho look. He's like, oh, I got an idea.
Like, what should I do? Well, I got one.
Okay.
Hope it works. Like,
that face is a little bit like, okay.
But just that brain firing extremely quickly, even in the middle of combat. Again, it's our teal soft boy protagonist thing. I love it. I love a smart protagonist. I love you're not the most powerful person here, but you are going to figure out how to use what you got.
I don't know if it's not as much smarts, but thank goodness they're there. But our Nezuko went through quite a bit. My goodness. That's the other thing. There was some very brutal imagery in this episode. Just like,
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, last season we had Tanjiro getting a scythe through the jaw, which
was true too.
This is not a show that shies away from things like that. This is a show that started in episode 1 with a bunch of slaughtered children. So, like,
this is true. But still, it hurts, and you're just like, no.
Oh yeah.
I liked it. Tanjiro's on the ground, and he's like, it stopped, and it's like, go Nezuko. It's like, yes. I'm guessing our Hashira will show up next episode, and she's one who's going to stop and help join in. Because I was like, come on. And it's going to be bleak, and then like things get better.
Yeah, Nezuko grabbing the fan and being able to use it. Like, oh no, I love this. Oh, this is fun. And then
also
Tanjiro
her kick too.
Yes. And Tanjiro just, again, figuring things out on the fly. If you slice them through the tongue, it takes them longer to recover. They're not continuing to divide into newer creatures because it's those 4 extremely strong emotions. Everything else is a subdivision of that. So that's what we're getting here. Like, I appreciate him putting that together. Like, no, I enjoy this. And also, I just kind of like watching them go. I like to watch anger and sadness yell at each other. They're really funny.
Oh my goodness. I love them fighting amongst themselves. It was very funny.
We have anger, sadness, joy, and pleasure. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all are insane. I love it. Let's go.
Well, because I don't think they often get out with each other.
Spin-off of Inside Out. Because they all came out of, presumably, when it was all one together, fear.
Yeah.
where it was nothing but fear, and then like, oh, the gimmick is emotions and division, and like, okay, I appreciate that. I really like that. And that the first subdivision was into anger and pleasure. And then from anger, we got sorrow. And then from pleasure, we got joy. Like,
Yeah.
I like that. I like how this is put together. I like this. This is fun.
Well, because even the one felt bad for hurting Genya. And you're like, this is weird to have a demon feel almost bad. What?
Just, I wanted to kill
Consider
you
it.
quickly. It's
Yeah, I
sad
want
if
you
you
to die.
suffer, but you
Yeah.
gotta die. I wanted to kill you quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like, kill him already. I was gonna. Stop being mean.
Yeah, it's like,
Like-
now you're yelling at me.
It's the worst sitcom. I love it.
Oh, that too. Just think this is still the beginning of this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be because every season we've has had that subdivision of 13 episodes and 13 episodes. We're in episode 4? I
Mhm.
think yeah, because is it 4?
Yeah,
Is it only-
this was 4.
yes, because we had 1 and then we did 2 and 3 together, and this is 4.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we have 9 more episodes of this. Probably, if this follows the same
Yeah.
pattern. I think this is going to be one of those seasons, arcs, I guess, because every season seems to have 2 arcs in it. I
Yeah.
think this is going to be one of those arcs where it all takes place in universe in like an hour or 2, and I'm going to be a puddle on the floor at the end of it. Done.
Charles says we're 4 out of 11.
11.
Okay.
Okay, we have 7 more
Oh.
episodes.
Well, 11 like last season, but the first were the double length. Okay.
12.
So 12.
Regardless, we have.
Still, we're still at the very beginning. All things
Yeah,
considered. Yeah.
we're still we're just cresting the first third.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get crazier from here, and it's already batshit insane.
Yes.
So let's go. Let's go.
Looking forward to more. Yes.
I'm enjoying this so much.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to spending more time with the pot demon. I'm really
No,
not.
I
He
want
just
that
doesn't
fight
appeal
over.
to me.
No.
It just doesn't appeal to me for multiple reasons. I'm really enjoying Inside Out from Hell over here. Like, I need a snappier name than that, but I like them. They're awful. They're just terrible. I enjoy it. It's
yes.
just a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, I think that's it for our Demon Slayer coverage. So now let's tell you some other things you should be checking
Yes.
out. So movies, shows, games, books, what have you that you should be
Yes.
checking out. I'll go of, I've just been watching one that I have only a couple more and that'll be all done with season 2, but it's really short. I recently started Schmigadoon and I feel
Oh.
like that's been out for a while maybe, but it's one of those like,
Last season was the first season, I think. Like
There-
it started a season
okay,
ago.
so I'm not that far behind. And so, oh, sorry, real quick. Giga Derek says, got to get to him so we can smash more pots. Yes. I like that.
Again, like
Um,
I just don't enjoy him as a character, so
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
it's fair.
super looking forward to more screen time for him.
Yeah.
Because it's always more fun for the demons that are just buck wild in one
Mhm.
way or another. Daki was very, very fun. And then we got Gabriel and everything just got cranked up to 11. I feel
Yes.
like we're already kind of at 11 with our emotional quartet, and then we're just going to keep going. And I feel like our pot demon just can't compete with that. In terms
Oh,
of
okay.
sheer force of personality, it's really hard to compete with these absolute homicidal bozos. I love them. They're terrible.
Or he's more interesting in comparison to the other ones when they're all together. But by himself, I agree. I'm like, eh.
No, I didn't like him in the group chat either.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I was just, of the 5 that we got, he was kind of a non-entity. And honestly,
Mm.
our scared demon was also like, all right, cool, you exist. And now that we
Yeah,
have this
his, I was
gimmick,
like,
it's like,
wow.
oh no, this is amazing.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Maybe the pot demon will have something to offer, but like, until I see it, I'm not going to care.
Giga Derek says, working through the upper 6 can't die from just decapitation. I bet
Well,
they
yeah,
will be
if
harder
they
and harder to
could.
kill them.
If they
Yes.
could, they wouldn't have been around for this long. They've all
Yes.
got gimmicks. So
Yeah.
who knows?
All right. Thank you for that. No, this-
Schmigadoon, you were saying.
Yes. That's one stuff we should check out. So yes, it came out in 2021. There's 2 seasons out right now on Apple Plus. they're only 6 episodes each, and they're only a half hour each for each episode. So goes by real fast. But if you're into musicals or you just like watching musicals, it is a musical comedy series. Tonally, it's different for the second season. I won't tell you why, but it's just different tone. But it's been really fun to watch it. I like musicals. I'm not super versed in all of them, so it's not like I like, and I can recognize that the songs they sing in the show are essentially parodies of real songs. They just change the lyrics, but it's the same tune. And there's some of them like, oh, I know that one. That's like, or it's just still funny lyrics of how they use it. So if you want something light and more playful side and you enjoy musicals, you should watch Smigadoon. It is very entertaining. And again, they're only half-hour episodes and it's really short. So I watched, I think, the entire first season on one day.
So you'll be eating well if you're a musicals fan, but there's a very low barrier to entry even if you're not.
Yeah, if you've never seen it, but you just want to watch singing, dancing, comedy, and it's awesome cast. That's the other thing too. Keegan Key is the main guy, and Cicely Strong are like the two normies who come into this world that's like musicals. But there's just a lot of other great, some are just cameos and some they have full parts. But it's very entertaining to see those people and watch musical stuff. So I'd recommend that one. What about you?
Not as familiar with Cicely Zuvra, but Keegan-Michael Key is a powerhouse. And I'm so happy to see just like the breadth of work that's coming out for him now.
Yes.
A lot of fun. Very good in the Mario movie. Very fun. He was Toad in the Mario movie, and that was wild. Very fun.
Oh, he had a thing. I don't know where I saw it online, but he was talking about how he found the voice. They're kind of like, keep going higher.
There's only so much you can do, but the Toad voice that we get in the games is high and scratchy. And
Giga Derek says, speaking of music, Vox Machina Season 2 soundtrack comes out this summer.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, if you have not watched Legends of Vox Machina, it is a very good entry into Critical Role canon. I still prefer the actual play episodes. I find there to be a little more depth in there, but also like I appreciate what they did with the story, and I understand that not everyone can focus through a 4-hour episode. That's a huge ask. I'm behind because I'm having trouble focusing on 4-hour episodes. So, it's all valid. However you take it in, it's all valid. This has been a weird week. They all are, but this one in particular has been a lot. So there hasn't been a lot of new media consumption so much as there has just been more episodes of the things I enjoy. And so much of it has been Overwatch, Collegiate, Contenders, and League, because if I don't catch it live, there's VOD, and that is so good for my brain. Like it makes the good brain juice. So that is what we do.
Yeah.
After that, it's the usual Game Grumps. Ryan Hollinger, if you're into horror videos, he's doing long form ones about movies on Fridays, and then short form ones about things he enjoys on Mondays. And I cannot place his accent. He's Irish, he's Welsh, he's European, of Northern European of some sort, and he has the best accent and does incredible videos. So if you're into horror, or if you're not into horror, but you still kind of like hearing about it, like Ryan Hollinger's YouTube channel, it's just his name, does absolutely wonderful video essays. Most of them are about 15, 20, 30 minutes at the outside. Anything longer than that is an outlier. So it's digestible, bite-sized, very fun to listen to. Just a good time. Great horror YouTube channel. And if you're here for a different flavor of horror, Jacksepticeye recently played the Resident Evil 4 remake, which was a blast. So good. And his take on it is a lot of fun. So, if you want to see how the Resi 4 remake went down and you're up for a Let's Player with some honestly hysterical commentary, Jacksepticeye, one of the greats.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then speaking of things to check out, we'll get to that in 1 second. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in and joining us. It will be us in a moment. We'll just say that. But yes, thank you, everybody, for watching, joining us in the live chat. And again, if you watch this later, no worries. Comment down below on the different stuff we've talked about.
Thank you for joining us on our nicest episode.
Yeah.
We had to. We had to. Been looking forward to this for a while, and it still took me by surprise, but it's still nice.
But yes, you can check us out online. So, Katie, where can people find you?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reaction videos to all sorts of things and occasional commentary videos, they are all on that YouTube channel as well as our Twitch VOD. We did just finish this season of RWBY, so those videos are going up there. And if you haven't watched RWBY yet, when you go to Hot Topic and get your 30-day Crunchyroll Premium trial, you can also watch RWBY on Crunchyroll, and you can probably mainline it in like 3-4 days. The seasons aren't long, but they are good. So, hey, something for your Crunchyroll Premium. Yes, I am also a co-host on a YouTube channel called Silver Screams, where my roommate and I talk about horror. And we recently had an in-depth conversation on Evil Dead Rise, which she saw and I didn't. And considering that I don't handle gore well, that was the right decision. So that should be up in a relatively soonish manner. Keep an eye out for that. We had a very fun time.
Nice. And speaking of nice, Gigader goes, oh, right, 69.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. That is the joke. Thank you. I'm 12.
Hey, I feel it's a funny, like, boom.
My birthday's in 2 weeks. I'll be 13.
Yes, you all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE on all the social media platforms. If you haven't checked out already, here on the Fanversation channel, I talked with the director and one of the lead actors, Carrie Elways, of the new film Sweetwater. So you can go watch those interviews. There's a lot of RWBY interviews as well as other WonderCon interviews on here. So a lot of cool stuff if you're into wanting to watch more information on those films and titles.
And if you want more Demon Slayer in your life, we also have those Demon Slayer interviews from the premiere of this season.
Yes. And then also follow us on NTATNB on Twitter. Fanversation is on Twitter as well and TikTok. So follow for all the cool things. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you next time. See ya.
Bye.